Hello everyone. So in the previous video, we've discussed about the lesson. Here we will discuss about the vocabulary that is related to the lesson. I hope you have all understood the lesson. If you didn't, you can let me know in the comment section below. Okay, so now fill in the blanks with the words given in brackets. The neighbors also saw the men in ragged clothes, but they did not realize that they needed dash. The neighbors also saw the men in ragged clothes, but they did not realize that they needed dash. So now we are supposed to fill in these blanks with the words that are given in the brackets. So what are the words that are given in the brackets? Cottage. Cottage means a house. Astonished. Astonished means shocked or surprised. Hooted. Hooted means shouting. Shelter means a roof. Mound. Mound means on a raised platform. As we've seen in the lesson that uh, Bosses and Philemon lived on a mound. That means on a raised platform. Okay, so now we have to use these words to fill in those blanks. The first one has been done with the neighbors also saw the men in dash clothes. That is in ragged clothes, which means in torn clothes. But they did not realize that they needed dash. What did they need? They needed shelter. So in the blank, we will fill it with shelter. That is this. SHELTER, shelter. From where their dash was, they could not see the dogs properly. From where their cottage was, they could not see the dogs properly. So this dash should be filled with cottage. Because from where their, what does cottage mean? Cottage means a house. So from where their house was, they could not see the dogs. So that is why we use the word cottage in the blank. Cottage means COTTAGE. Cottage, which means a house. Only bosses whose house was on the dash could see the boys ill-treat the strangers. Only bosses whose house was on the dash means on a mound. What did I say about mound? Mound means a raised platform. So when you are standing on a raised platform, you can see what is happening than the person who is staying on a lesser platform than you. Suppose you are on a steps. You are on the step higher than your friend. So you can see it to a longer distance than your friend. That is called a mound. Because Philemon and bosses were living on a mound, they could see the dogs and the boys shouting on the strangers. So that is what we fill here in this blank. Mound. MOUND. Philemon and bosses were dashed at the behavior of the boys. They were astonished with the behavior of the boys. Astonished means shocked or surprised. ASTONISHED. The boys dashed till they were out of their breath. They hooted. As I've told, hooted means shouted. So they were shouting at the strangers. That is what hooted means. HOOTED. Hooted. Okay, I will show you the answers. You can note them down in the book. See, these are the answers. As we've already discussed, please note them down in your textbook. The neighbors also saw the men in ragged clothes, but they did not realize that they needed shelter. From where their cottage was, they could not see the dogs properly. Only bosses, whose house was on the mound, could see the boys ill-treat the strangers. Philemon and bosses were astonished at the behavior of the boys. The boys hooted till they were out of their breath. Okay, so let's move on to the next exercise. The next exercise is, read the following sentence. Bosses earlier had poured out all the milk. Later, one of the strangers asked for more. The word earlier is the opposite of later. Practice the use of opposites. Okay, So what does that mean? It means that you should fill in the blank with the word opposite to the word that is underlined. Okay. So because here earlier and later are opposites. Earlier means before, later means after. So they are opposites. Okay, so here for example, plastic is light but iron is heavy. Light and heavy are opposites. So the first one, the chair is comfortable, but that one is dash. What is the opposite of comfortable? Uncomfortable is the opposite of comfortable. You are late today. Please come dash to the school. What does late mean? Late means not coming on time. What does coming on time mean? Or coming before the time? It means early. So late, opposite of late is early. You are late today. Please come early to school tomorrow. Some buses are dash and some buses are dash. So some buses are dash means what is there in this dash? Ordinary. And some buses are dash. What does this mean? What ordinary means there is nothing special. So what is the opposite of ordinary? Special. Because in special there is something unique. As we've discussed in the Wonder Bowl, the bowl was a special bowl because it had magic powers, because there was always food in the bowl. Okay, the next one. My sister is dash, but my brother is dash. So in the first dash, it is happy. But my brother is dash. What is the opposite of happy? This is a easy one. You will be able to do it. My sister is happy, but my brother is sad. The opposite of happy is sad. Okay, let's go through the answers once. See, these are the answers. This chair is comfortable, but that one is uncomfortable. uncomfortable, uncomfortable. You are late today. Please come early to school. Early, EARLY. Some buses are ordinary and some buses are special. SPECIAL, special. My sister is happy, but my brother is unhappy or sad. So unhappy means sad. So you can use either sad or unhappy, because both of them are the opposites of happy. Okay, so the next exercise. Read the following paragraph. Okay, so now we'll read this paragraph. The boys hooted at the strangers in rags. What does rags mean? As I've told you before, rags means torn clothes. The boys hooted at the strangers in rags. The elders did not heartily welcome them. Though they were feasting, they had no mind to be hospitable. They ill-treat the two of them. So what does this mean now? This means that the boys hooted at the strangers in rags. That means the boys shouted at the strangers in torn clothes. The elders did not heartily welcome them. Means with happiness. The elders did not welcome. Heartily means with happiness. They did not welcome the strangers with happiness. Though they were feasting. Though they were feasting. Feasting means though they had very much food to serve the needy, or to serve the strangers, they didn't invite the strangers, and neither were they hospitable. Hospitable means being nice and kind. They ill-treated the two of them. Who are the two of them? The two of them were the strangers. They ill-treated means they did not receive them nicely, means they were not nice and kind to the strangers. In fact, they were astonished that Philemon couple accepted them as guests that night. In fact, they were astonished means they were shocked or surprised that the Philemon couple means Philemon and bosses, accepted them as guests that night. Recognize the words you are familiar with and make sentences of your own. So here, from this paragraph, we have to recognize the words and we have to make sentences out of those words. Okay. One is done for you. So in that, what was the word that we've seen? Here we've seen hoot. The boys hooted at the strangers. So they made a sentence with hoot. The passenger heard the hoot of the train from the station. Okay, so like that, we have to make more sentences. So here you see. I found some strangers in my farmhouse. They made a sentence based on the word strangers. So you can make a sentence of your own with these words. Suppose here they made, I found some strangers in my farmhouse. You can say that some strangers came to my house for some food the other night. So you can make so many sentences with the single word. The next word. We should respect our elders. I wished my son heartily on his birthday. Heartily means with kindness and happiness. So it's the same thing that they've mentioned here. I wished my son heartily on his birthday. Hospitality is a virtue. What does hospitality mean? Hospitality means being kind. Virtue means that is a part of yourself. So you are a good boy or you are a good girl. Good is a part of your virtue. That means you are helping your mother, you are helping your father. So helping nature is a part of your virtue. Virtue means a part of your character. Okay. My friend was astonished to get 25,000 as his salary. That means that his friend was shocked to get 25,000 as his salary. We should treat our guests kindly. Guest means someone who comes to your house. So you should treat them kindly. These are the sentences that they have made based on the words they knew from this paragraph. You can make similar sentences with different words or the same words. Please note this down in your notes. Okay, so for the next one, some words are given below. Add suffixes like ion, able, full to frame new forms of the words. Add suffixes like ion, able, ful to frame new forms of the words. Okay, so now one is done for you. So joy, joyful. Wonder means wonderful. You cannot say wonderable or wonderion. It is wonderful. Then dictate, dictate. Dictate means dictation, means you are telling something. So that is called dictate. So it is dictation. Wonder, wonderful means it is very nice. Comfort, comfort means suppose you are sitting on a chair. So you are happy sitting in the chair. There, nothing is hurting you in that chair. That means you are comfortable. It is comfortable. Hope, hope means that something nice will happen to you in the future. That is called hope. So it can be hopeful. Then success. What does success mean? Success means something that you achieved. So if you successfully passed 7th class. So you passed 7th class by writing your exams. That is called success fully. Possess. Possess means something that you have. So it's called possession. So possess means something that you have. So possession means something that you own. It's the same thing, but you can add the suffix that you add is ion. Possession. So it means something that you have. Possession. I have a ring. A ring is my possession. Okay, because you have a ring with you. Concentrate. Concentrate means that you are listening to me with concentration. You are listening to what I am saying. That is called concentration. Honor. Honor means respect. So honorable. Medicate. Medicate means giving medicines. So it is called medication. Okay, I'll show you. We'll see the solutions now. So see here. Joy means joyful. Wonder means wonderful. Dictate means dictation. Comfort means comfortable. Hope, hopeful. Success, successful. Possess, possession. Concentrate, concentration. Honor, honorable. Medicate, medication. Okay, please note this down in your book. You can pause this video and note these down. It's the same with the previous exercises as well. Please pause the video and copy these words down in your textbook so you can learn them. If you don't understand them, you can let me know about it. Okay. So let's go to the next exercise. Think about the text. Some questions are given below. Discuss the answers with your partner or group and write them. Okay, so now since you are in your house, you can discuss it with yourself and write it by yourself. Okay, so describe the hospitality of the old couple, picking out at least two examples. So two examples, that is from the prose, from the lesson that you have read. Take two examples and describe what the old couple, the kindness. Hospitality means kindness. So the kindness that the old couple showed to the two strangers. So what is that? The hospitality of the old couple, picking out at least two examples. The answer is, the old couple treated their guests with kind words and welcomed them heartily, though they were in rags. So the old couple treated their guests very nicely with kind words. They gave them food because because they were hungry. They gave them a shelter. They asked them to sleep in their house. That is called giving them some shelter. That means welcome them heartily. They offered the milk they had with humble request, and they talked very politely with them. This shows the very good hospitality of the old couple. Okay. So the next question. What makes bosses think that the strangers were not ordinary people? One of the stranger was pouring milk too. Because what made bosses think that the strangers were not ordinary people? Because when the milk was over in the bowl, when the stranger was pouring milk into the bowl, there was still milk into the milk was pouring into the bowl. So that is called that the strangers were not ordinary people. Okay. So see, what is the answer? Both the cups from an almost empty bowl made bosses to think that the strangers were not an ordinary people. She thought that they must be angels from heaven come to bless them. Because the cups were full with milk, even when the bowl was empty with milk, bosses felt that they were angels from heaven. Because ordinary people, we can't do that. If it is empty, then it is empty. We can't get new milk into the empty bowl, no? What did strangers tell Philemon and his wife before going away? What did the strangers tell Philemon and his wife before going away? The strangers told that they were God's messengers. They were pleased with the old couple's kindness, so the couple could ask anything they like and they should have it. Okay, now discuss the answers to the following questions with your teacher. So let's discuss. Would Philemon and bosses treat Would Philemon and bosses treat any other strangers in the same way? Yes, they were very kind and hospitable. They would never let any stranger who came to their doors go without food. They welcomed the guests with joy and shared their own meal with them. Okay, so what did the question say? The question said Did Philemon and because the Philemon and Baucis couple were very nice and hospitable to the strangers. Were they the same way with everyone else or only with the strangers? That is the question. So in the lesson, we have read that they were the same way with all the strangers. They were very sweet and hospitable and kind to all the strangers. Why did God's messengers come to the village? God's messengers came to the particular village and went to old couple's dwelling shows that they only came to bless them. As I've told you, dwelling means a house. So the God messengers came to that particular village to visit the old couple and bless them. Please note down these answers in your notes. Read the following extracts and answer the questions that follow. Okay. Don't worry, good lady. Which lesson is this line taken from? Don't worry, good lady. Remember, this line has come in the lesson, The Wonder Bowl. Who says that? One of the strangers says that to the wife. This line is taken from the lesson, The Wonder Bowl. Who is the lady? The lady was Baucis, the wife of Philemon. As I've told you, so don't worry, good lady is taken from the lesson The Wonder Bowl, and the stranger says this line to the wife. The name of the wife is Baucis. When did the speaker say so? When does he say, don't worry, good lady? When the milk in the bowl is over, and when Baucis says that she's very sad that there is no more milk because they already finished their supper. When Baucis said that if the strangers would come little earlier, they could share their supper. At that moment, the speaker said the above lines. May your bowl be full of milk always. Now, who said this? The guest said the above line. Who did he say this to? May your bowl be full of milk always is said by the guest to the old couple. Why did speaker say so? The speaker was pleased with the old couple's kindness and said so. Good angels, we wish to die together. Who does the word we stand for? Okay, now this is taken from the lesson again. And good angels, we wish to die together means they want to die together. Now, who says this? Philemon and Baucis say this to the guests, that is the angels from the heaven. Why? Because the angels will ask them to wish for something. So who does the word we stand for? We stands for the old couple, Philemon and Baucis. Who was it said to? It was said to the strangers. Why did the speaker say so? The guests said that they were God's messengers and pleased with the old couple's kindness, and they should ask anything they like. So the speaker said the above lines. So speaker means the person who is talking. So speaker means whoever said these lines. Good angels, we wish to die together. Okay. So the question is saying, why did the speaker, that is who said the lines, tell that thing? Next. Complete the following sentences with suitable forms of words in a bracket. Okay, here. For example, Pradeep's father dash called him Deepu. Pradeep's father affectionately called him Deepu. So this means that affectionate. What is the suffix? Suffix means something that is added after the word. Prefix means something that is added before the word. So affectionately, means ly is the suffix, as we've discussed in the previous exercise. Okay, so now the next, we'll start with the first one. The audience laughed dash at the joke. So what is the clue given? Loud. The audience laughed loudly at the joke. His foot was injured, yet he played dash. Brave means he played bravely. His foot was injured, yet he played bravely. I have done dash in the exam, so I will pass. Here, I have done dash in the exam, so I will pass. And in the brackets, it said well. Let's see, what does this mean? It's the same one. I have done well in the exam, so I will pass. See, so here we don't have any suffix for well. We don't have well done. We have well done, but they are different words. Well is not well done. Done is not a suffix for well. Okay. Please make sure that you are not getting confused with suffix and the term that is added along with the word. Okay, I have done well in the exam, so I will pass. A tortoise moves very slowly. The clue is slow, so it moves very slowly. Can you spell the word Q? Can you spell the word Q? Dash. Correct. Correctly. It rained dash, so I postponed my trip. It rained heavily. The baby is sleeping. Please speak softly. He looked at me dash when I laughed at him. He looked at me angrily when I laughed at him. The soldiers fought dash and won the battle. The soldiers fought courageously and won the battle. We had to walk dash to get to school on time. We had to walk fastly. Also, the words are given in the brackets and we have to select the words, the appropriate words in the blanks. So here we had to walk dash to get to school on time. Fast. What is related to fast here? Fast. So for fast, we can use the word fast. We have to walk fast to get to school on time. See, we'll see the answers. Loudly. His foot was injured, yet he played bravely. I have done well in the exam, so I will pass. A tortoise moves very slowly. Can you spell the word Q correctly? It rained heavily, so I postponed my trip. The baby is sleeping. Please speak softly. He looked at me angrily. The soldiers fought courageously. We had to walk fast. Okay? Note down these. Rewrite the following sentences using the adjective forms of the words underlined. So here it says, John drives the car carefully. So what does that say? We have to replace this word carefully with the adjective form. So fully is the suffix that is added to care. So with removing the suffix, we have to form a sentence. John drives the car with care. Bhuvana fed the puppy lovingly. It means Bhuvana fed the puppy with love. We have to remove the ly. So that is why it is with love. They easily solved the sum. They solved the sum with ease. Means easy. Ease means easily. But easily is the suffix. Ly is the suffix of ease. So we have to remove that. That is why they solved the sum with ease. Vijaya sang melodiously. Vijaya sang with melody. Pramod writes neatly. Pramod writes neatly. Rahim always speaks calmly. Now we'll see the answers. Hmm. Bhuvana fed the pup with love. They solved the sum with ease. Vijaya sang the song with melody. Pramod writes neatly. So we have to remove the ly. Pramod has a neat handwriting. Rahim always speaks calmly. Rahim always speaks in a calm manner. Okay? Okay, so now let's go to the next exercise. Read the story of Mahabharata to know how Draupadi was able to serve food to save Durvasa and his disciples. We have already read that story, so let's proceed into this exercise. Also read epic characters of Mahabharata, Draupadi. If you have time and if you can read, please go through the characters of Mahabharata, out of which one of them was Draupadi. So now, here is a list of incomplete words. Complete them by using RE, AR, ER, OR, IE, EI. Use a dictionary if necessary. So let's do it. Literary. Now what is the ending of this? LITERATURE. Literature. So TURE. So here, this will be easy for you to understand. Single, singular. So AR, singular. Burgle, burglar. Literature means this, whatever I'm teaching you now is literature. Single, singular means one. Burglar, burglar means a thief. Calendar, all of us know what calendar is. Consider. ER. See here, this is ER. The above two are AR. The first one is RE. Horror. OR. Interior. Beware. Beware means be careful. Center. Center means if there's a circle, there's a center point of the circle. Grammar. Res PT. Dash PT. Receipt. Don't get confused with IE and EI. This is EI. Receipt. Bill, leave. This is IE. Okay. For receipt, it is EI. For believe, it is IE. Grieve. 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 Conceive. EIVE. Conceive. Please be careful when you use IE and EI. There are different words, IE and EI. So be very careful when you use them. So if you have to remember the difference, like when to use IE and when to use EI, please remember that if you have a C before the IE or EI, if there is a C, it means it is EI. If there is no C, then it means IE. Remember this, okay? If there is a C before, it is EI. If there is no C, it is IE. See, that is why here in receipt, it is EI because there is C before. In belief, there is no C, there is L. That is why it is IE. In grieve, also it is IE because there is no C. In conceive, there is a C here. That is why it is EI. Okay. So you use IE when there is no C before the letter. If there is a C before the letter, you use EI. Okay. Please don't forget this. This is the fun puzzle that you can do. There are some words that are often misused because they sound alike. As I've told you before, the words are misused because they sound alike but are spelled differently. So that is the difference between EI and IE also. They are spelled in the same way, but the spellings are different. Can you complete these words by putting the right letters in the boxes? Okay, we will do this. Period when there is no war. It is called peace. A bit or part of something. This is PIECE. PIE. Peace. A bit or part of something is peace. For the second one, a rule or a law. Principle. PLE. This is the head of a college. Principal. That is PAL. So head of the college is called principal, which is AL. A rule or a law is called principle, that is LE. Okay, I will show you the answers later. A place on a farm where milk is kept. A place on a farm where milk is kept. We'll see. It's called a dairy. 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 A daily record of the events in a person's life is diary. DAIARY is different. DAIRY is different. Okay, that is diary. This is diary. A person who is not strong. He is weak. 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 A period of 7 days is week. WEEK. So this week, next week, that is different from strong and weak. A person who is loved or lovable means dear. We write letters saying dear sir, dear ma'am, or dear student. That is called dear. Dear means someone who is loved or lovable. An animal which runs fast, that is deer. DEER. So please remember the differences between these words. Peace, peace. Principle, principal. Diary, diary. Week, week. Dear, dear. So when you say it, it's the same. The sounding is the same, but when you write the spelling, they have different spellings. Okay, some incidents from the story are given in these sentences. The words in each of the sentences are jumbled. Rewrite them correctly and sequentially as they appear in the story. Okay. So what does this mean? It means that in these sentences, the words they're put in a wrong way. So we have to put it in the right way as we have read the lesson. The ragged strangers to meet went down Philemon. Now, what is this? Philemon went to meet the ragged strangers. The Philemon went down to meet the ragged strangers. Okay. See, that is the answer. Philemon went down to meet the ragged strangers. This is 2. Okay. Food for bosses. To some, he asked to find them. He asked bosses to find some food for them. Bosses is the wife of Philemon. So Philemon asked bosses to find some food for the strangers. That is what is jumbled here. We have written it in the right format, which is he asked bosses to find some food for them. With joy, this is JOY. With joy, the guests welcomed, they welcomed. Now, They welcome the guests with joy. Next, in this bowl, as much as there is, we want milk. There is milk in this bowl, much as we want. Now, who says this? The guest says this to Bosses and Philemon. So that makes Philemon and Bosses wonder that they are angels. You desire as long as in it you live, and to heaven come together. The angels will say this to Philemon and Bosses, that live in it as long as you desire, and you come to heaven together. Next, a small bowl on the table placed Bosses of milk. Bosses placed this is a small bowl of milk on the table. I hope you understood. So these are the exercises that are for the lesson, that is the Wonder Bowl. Please go through them again. Write down answers by yourself, and if you don't understand, then watch this video. Let me know if you still have any doubts. I will meet you in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.